Hey guys, this is Kemi. Thought I'd try and do a video. I'm outside my house right now. It's just finished raining, so at least it's a lot cooler and the air is fresher. And it's actually quite bright in terms of light. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a more in-depth video today about the NYSC process. I will start with talking from my perspective, which is that of someone coming from the UK. I'll try and relate it if you're coming from the US. And from Europe, it should pretty much all be the same thing. But if it's not, let me find a nice spot to sit down. If it's not, I will, hopefully, I've given you enough information so you can translate it into your own various qualifications. Okay, so if you're thinking of doing NYSC, or you've already decided you're doing NYSC in Nigeria, the first thing you'll need to do is to go to Abuja to register. When you go to Abuja to register, you need to take all your papers with you. When I say all your papers, I mean your passport plus photocopies, both your passports plus photocopies. So that's if you have a Nigerian passport and a US passport, a Nigerian passport and a UK passport, a Nigerian passport and any other Western passport. You also need to take your documents, i.e. your university graduating certificate, and what you left secondary school with. So if you're in the UK, it's not your A-levels, it's your GCSEs or your equivalent. They look at A-levels as literally advanced levels, so any qualification is a qualification beyond what you actually need to leave secondary school. So it's your GCSEs. In the US, God, what would that be? Is it your SATs? Yeah, I think you leave the US with your SAT scores and your graduating high school diploma. And in Europe, the same kind of thing. So whether it's your GCSE, I don't know what they do in Europe, to be honest. That's really bad. Yeah, that your qualification to leave Europe. What else do you need? Passport pictures. A lot of patience. And one of the things you have to do when you first get to Abuja is you need to find an internet cafe. Now, you find the NYSC building, which is, I don't know where, and I can't remember how to get there. But you find your NYSC building, and I would say get there first, because around there what you'll find is a lot of internet cafes that are set up so that you can scan and upload all your information. That's all your documents, all your qualifications, your passport, and you have to fill out all this information about where you live, what your state of origin is, where you're prepared to serve, what languages you speak, etc., etc. So, yes. Once you do that and all your information is uploaded into the system, then what you have to do is go back to the NYSC building, go up some stairs, and there's different rooms assigned to you according to where you study. So there's a room for if you studied in the UK, which is probably the longest queue. The room if you studied for the US, Asia and Australia. So if you went to India or something for university, where else? And the rest of Africa. So if you went to Ghana or where else? I'm trying to think. Any other West African country, or even just the rest of Africa if you studied in Sudan or North Africa or something. So yeah, you have to go to a different room and they'll look up your information, they'll look at you. That is your opportunity, I hate to say it, that is your opportunity to talk to whoever's serving you and be like, oh girl, recommends that I get posted to wherever I'm going to get posted to. That point is usually your opportunity to do so and to drop brown envelope. If you know what brown envelope is, if you don't, brown envelope can literally be a brown envelope full of cash. But yeah, to usually sort of smooth the process in terms of getting your NYSC sorted. After that, you go downstairs. Oh, sorry, don't go downstairs. You go to some woman. Well, for me, some woman in a room who verifies that your university is actually a proper university. I don't know why they do that afterwards. But you go to some woman and verify that your university is on their list of credible universities. There's a lot of fake universities, or universities are giving out fake documents. I think they struggle with that more in India and Asian universities. So they verify that your university is credible, and then they let you go. And you then have to await your posting letter. So my posting letter was sent to Bode Thomas, I think that's Sierra Leone. Usually they give you a posting letter like 2 or 3 days before you're supposed to go to camp, so you can't really do anything to change it. If you're not posted to where you want to be, or you really don't want to be, like I wanted Lagos, I got posted to Oyo, I dealt with it, it's not too far. Oh, I forgot to mention that they divide Nigeria into like regional things. So the southwest has 5 states. I think I mentioned that in a previous video. And so that, since I was within the 5 states, I didn't really bother myself. But if you're, let's say you're from Lagos and you get posted to Maiduguri, then you can contest. If you're from the south and you get posted to the east, if you really don't want to go to the east, then you have to do what they call, they call it, essentially you're trying to get transferred back. Now you can only get transferred back on certain things, and the easiest one is probably on your medical, for medical grounds. So you find some doctor to give you documents that say that you have something. They used to be very generous, but the one that works now is sickle cell the most. So you say that, you have some sort of disease, which means you have to be close to home, and they'll redeploy you back to Lagos or back to your state to which you want to be to. It's hard. Most people want to get deployed back to Lagos, and people who aren't from Lagos want to serve in Lagos. So it's very hard and very competitive to try and get back to Lagos. If you don't mind, if you want to serve, if you want to go to camp, if you don't want to go to camp, speak to an officer the first day and try and pay your way out if you can. If you don't mind going to camp, I went to camp. I would suggest everybody does camp, especially if you don't have sort of like a lot of friends. It's a lot of friends based here. It's a good way to try and make friends. What else? When you do camp, they're going to give you, ask people, there's a list of things that they ask you to bring, an unofficial list of things. They don't give you a list of things you should bring. So people around you will tell you about whites and things like that. And what else? Let me think. Oh, yes, the list of things you need to bring for camp. You will need to bring white, i.e. 5 white t-shirts for 5 days of the week. So you need to bring white t-shirts, white shorts, white socks, and white plimsolls. I'd advise you get a plasticky or rubber kind, so that it's not hard to wash, because I bought like canvasy ones, almost like Converses, and to wash them and keep them white was hassle. What else? You need to bring your own bucket and container to obviously pour on yourself. Soap, your normal toiletries, spares, because people will steal them. Underwear you do not care about. If you're a woman, take as much. If you have very, very, very heavy periods, I would suggest you take Batalax sanitary. Like I took them, you know, those thick ones that Kotex does, or like the Always Maxis. I took them and I did like the T formation. If you have a heavy period, sorry guys, it's a bit indelicate, but you know what the T formation is, so you can last, because you will be wearing white shorts. They give you like an army coloured trousers, which do not fit you. It's one size fits all. Now you can get those readjusted. What I chose to do was to take, I went to my tailor. They bought the fabric for like, it was like 400 per yard. I bought 2 yards, and they made me like trousers, so they fit me quite nicely. And then they give you like a oversized top, like almost like a denim shirt, but it's made out of khaki material. Yeah, and that's sort of your uniform while you're in camp. Take any food you like. I took cereal. Don't take food. Take powdered milk, because they give you tea. So if you're a tea person, I'm not a tea person. If you're a tea person, they give you milk. So they give you tea, so take your own milk, because they don't give you, it's not nice. So bring sugar, bring a container to keep things in, something secure to make sure you keep your documents quite well, like your passport and stuff, because you will need that in camp, and official documents and things like that. While you are in camp, you're placed in a room. Depends on which camp you're in, depends on the condition of the room. I was in a room with 7 other girls. That wasn't too bad. I knew that we were in a room of 20. Some, God forbid, some were placed in a room that they had to sleep on the floor the first night. I've heard of those stories, because camp is oversubscribed. Or you sleep in the dining hall or in the pavilion where you normally have your lectures. Whichever phone you have, let's say you have like a smartphone, Android or iPhone or something, take a busted Nokia. It's like a 2.5 Nokia you don't care about, right? The reason I say that is because to charge your phone, there won't be electricity in your room. Or the electricity they give you is literally for fan, there's no sockets. So to get electricity, you have to charge your phone in Mummy Market. Oh wow, my hair's getting wet. Mummy Market is this place where they sell food and they've got bars and stuff to hang out with after your day's activities. The generator will kill your smartphone, and you don't want it to get stolen. And what you'll find is that obviously if you have a smartphone, you need to charge it every day, whereas if you have a cheap ass Nokia, you can go about 3 days charging it like once, obviously. So yes, take a busted ass Nokia that'll cost you 2.5 that you can change to put your SIM into, or even get another SIM so you can call your family and stuff like that. What else? Things not to take: nothing sharp. I took plastic cutlery with me. You need to take your own spoon and fork and things like that. You need to take a cooler or like a plate that you can get served food on. And a cup as well, if you want to take their tea. What else? Oh, washing powder. Take your own washing powder, because you will find some women that will wash your clothes for you every day. I would say negotiate for the whole week, because they'll say 50 naira per item, which sounds good, but if you add it up, you're washing a t-shirt, you'll want to change like at least once a day. And you're washing a t-shirt, shorts, your socks. That's like 200 naira every day, twice a day. That's 400 naira for 6 days of the week. You get to wear your own clothes on Sunday for 6 days out of the week. So that's 2/4 per week, which is like for 3 weeks would be 7,200. So they're making a lot of money for 3 weeks work. I think it's gonna rain again. Look, let me show you the sky. I'm coming. This is Kemi. Sorry, I'm in my car again. I had to go out. So just to continue on what I was saying about what to bring to camp, I think the main thing to keep in mind is that you find someone, a cousin or a friend that's been, and they'll give you really helpful tips in terms of things to bring. I hope I've given you a little bit more in depth in terms of things you need to bring. Like a sort of idea. Mummy Market will be your best friend. There's really good food there, because the food they provide for you is crap. Take cash. I forgot. Take cash with you, because unless you're in the Lagos or Abuja camp, I don't think there's an ATM in camp. I had a card and no cash, and they will not allow you to leave unless, well, I kind of not faked it, but I borrowed my friend a buyer, and on Fridays they allow the Muslims to go to they allowed them to go to the general mosque that was outside on Friday. So I used to beg, and I used to get my friends a buyer, and then I'd go to the cash point and take out some cash. But yeah, take cash with you, not too much, and don't flash cash. Obviously, you're not trying to get robbed in camp. But take some cash with you. In terms of what you'll be doing, your schedule will start at 4:30. You need to be up at 4:30. I'd say be up at 3 to take your bath. yeah, we up at 3 to take your bath, brush your teeth, all that kind of stuff, and get dressed. And you have to be on the parade ground. You start with like praise worship in the morning, like all these songs, and then what do they call? They had a word for it, anyways. You start with that in the morning. After, from 4:30 to 7, you'll be marching. You'll be marching on the parade ground. Because of for passing out ceremony, you have they're training you essentially to do all the different I guess to recognize all the terminology for the different things. So you'll hear your person, you'll be like preparation, and you stand up straight, standardies, and that's when you stand with your legs slightly apart, arms behind your back. It's quite, I loved parade, I'm not even gonna lie, I was pretty good at it, and I found it fun, but the fact that it's 4:30 in the morning kills me. So yeah, if you can beg, some people used to try and beg, they used to sleep in the mosque in the morning. That's how some people used to do it. Someone just cut in front of me. That really pissed me off because I'm doing this video for you guys, I allowed it to happen. But you know, God's time, up here. Let me see, I got some money. I'm gonna buy some. Oh no, I've got credit. Anyways, so one of the things to definitely keep in mind is that you will have to nice car. You'll have to you'll have to parade in the morning from 4:30 in the morning to 7. Then from 7 till 9 you'll have breakfast. I used to sleep my ass off during that period of time for about an hour and a half, and then after that was over, probably catch breakfast in like the last half an hour, 15 minutes. Then you have to report back to the parade ground, and from 9 till 1 you have speeches from people coming to speak to you. Apparently back in the day employers used to come to employ people from camp, but alas it is no more. So you have talks. A lot of these training institutions come to, if you're into like computer science, computer engineering, and you want to do like professional and you want to do professional courses, so like Oracle's there and all these other like software and hardware training places like HIIT, or I think that's what they're called, or NIIT, National Institute of something. If you're really into that, take them up on their offers because it's a lot cheaper as an NYSC corper than if you're trying to do it as like a normal person in Nigeria. Who else is there? Oh, these people now trying to say you have to do all these training things. Then you have to get used to doing. They prepare you for Saeed. Saeed is something. Hey, Saeed. SAED. Something and entrepreneurial development. Skills acquisitions and entrepreneurial development. I think that's what it was called. That's when you have to do something, and like they have different entrepreneurs come and talk to you about what they're doing to make money. But I picked Agric, which probably leads me onto what I'm doing in Nigeria. That's probably why I did it. So I picked Agric. There's everything from tailoring to how to make soaps and stuff for laundry things, to what else is there? To everything, to be honest. So if you're looking to bead making, makeup stuff, how to do beads and like, you know, coral beads and jewelry and all those kinds of things. Which I did do, like I can do some handmade. I did wire wax as well. I paid for wire wax, so I learned how to do wire wax, which was really good. So what I tend to do is when I have these like Nigerian parties, I tend to make my own jewelry to go. So like I create like a little necklace and some stuff. I wish I'd done the beadwork though. I should have really paid attention. Anyways, there's YouTube videos on it though, so that's something to consider if you're a girl, even if you're a guy. How to do makeup, how to learn how to make adire, like all your different fabrics and stuff like that. My friend showed me what she was doing, like where to tie the rope in certain places so that you create different designs. Very, very, very interesting stuff, to be honest. Try and be a bit proactive. I found that the more things you do, the easier your time will go in camp. Otherwise, you will be miserable. It can be good or it can be bad. It really depends on you. That's if you choose to do camp. I would suggest do camp. It's like camping. Don't expect it to be a hotel. It's not. Don't expect it to be great. It's not, in terms of conditions. But the memories and things you learn, for me, is well worth it. I wouldn't trade it in for anything. Oh, and what I'm gonna do, I spoke to a friend yesterday. I forgot about that. I spoke to a friend yesterday about well, he's a bit doom and gloom about the whole NYSC thing, but yeah, you can get some thoughts. Hopefully you can hear him. He sounded a bit quiet in the video because he's a man trying to do sexy voice, I guess. But yeah, what he can do, he'll provide, I guess, another perspective. He did not do camp and he did not serve. He got his way out of it. But he's, in terms of that, I'm going to insert his portion of the video into this part. Alright, see you! Alright, so this is Kemi talking more about the NYSC process.
Don't let me fucking get judged.
What?
Or something.
What do you mean?
Jesus.
No. Will I expose you? Come on now. Oh, I know your friends.
Where?
Alright, so I'm with my friend Lanre. Wow, my skin looks a mess, and you're letting me walk around like this. You're a horrible person.
Wait, according to who now? You go back upstairs and get like...
Wow! God will punish you. God will really punish you. It's bad. Like, I want to go back to my house. That bad. God.
I can smoke on camera.
Yes, who's judging me? Well, adults.
Wait. Hey, wait.
You'll see it before I do anything with it. Don't worry. Alright.
Okay, wait. So that I'm in my perfect... I'm not wasting it.
Don't worry, I'll edit.
Okay.
Alright.
So, make sure you cut out the whole cigarette part so my dad doesn't kill me. So that's what you need.
Alright, what tips would you give to young chicks? Well, I don't even like giving them, because if I should not go rid of you people in Lagos for a reason, I beg. Alright, somebody can just cash in, so you don't see me. Alright, so.
Hopefully he's not seeing me.
Trying to spoil my. Oh shit, sorry.
I probably not.
Alright, so. Any advice for those when they're doing the NYSC? What would be the key 3 things you would say to people coming back from maybe the US or Europe or the UK? What are 3 things you would say they should do to prepare themselves, or things they should bring? Or what are 3 things you should keep in mind when going through NYSC? From registration to camp to your year service.
Do you want me to be real?
Yeah, be honest now.
Okay. First thing you should do before you even think about getting into marital Muhammad, first thing you need to do is to find out who knows who's going to help you out with your posting. That's the thing, before you even
That's true. I think that's where I went wrong.
The very first thing, before you even get back.
I think I went into it very naive. I went into it very naive, the whole process. I was just like, oh yeah, it's going to be fine, blah, 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 blah. And I went into it very naively.
And then secondly, you need to find out how you can, Nigerian term, run your service.
Yo, ghost corper.
Exactly. Because there's no point wasting a year of your life doing nothing. And that's what NYSC is all about.
Well, what most people will find is that the NYSC of years gone by, like the NYSC process that your parents will tell you about, is not how it is now. My stepfather told me he started to be a pharmacist. He works as a pharmacist in a general hospital. I think the last 3 months they didn't pay them, so they just told him to go. So he got like a lump sum right at the end when he was getting the certificate. He backpacked across the north of Nigeria. Like, he really enjoyed, like, for him, NYSC was everything. Like, as a corper, you got free stuff, you traveled for free, food was like 100 naira. Now?
Trust me, in fact, it's like, it could be the worst day of your life.
It could be. I would say I wouldn't say it's the worst year. I would say it's the hardest year.
I think it could easily be the worst thing. Like, say you're posted to North, posted to Borno, posted to Boko Haram states.
Yeah, but not even that. Like my cousin, forget Boko Haram states.
I'm not saying worst case scenario.
Wait, my cousin was posted to Imo State, which is like a good 15 hours by road away. Do you get what I mean? And
mind you,
she took it like a champ, but I wouldn't have.
Mind you, traveling on road to the east, I don't care, Imo or anywhere, east is a death trap.
Why?
First of all, the roads are not good.
The roads are terrible.
That's standard in Nigeria.
No, that's in the east is worse. Their governors are messing with them.
Basically, what I'm saying is it's a normal story. If that was just it, then it's good. The second part is you get robbed. You could be killed. You could be kidnapped. Rituals.
I'd say don't travel by night.
Sometimes even the days are safe.
I think by night's the thing, but I wouldn't. I think people in the east, I've never feared kidnapping in Lagos or anything like that because
have you
or even in
road to
I've travelled by road to Abia State now. As in I went through everywhere. I went through I went through Ondo, went through Delta, went through Imo, went through everywhere. So don't say I've travelled by road several times to the east.
Okay.
My thing is this: everyone says, oh, you come to Nigeria, you'll get kidnapped. I feel that's some crap. Because who's your father that will kidnap you? They don't kidnap Nigerians as a whole. But going to the east, that ritual business is no joke. Like, they kidnap you just because they're kidnapping you.
Worst thing is it's not just the east anyway. It hasn't happened to you.
What about the year service? How would you say is a good time? What would you say is a good way to use up your time? Let's say if you decide you're not going to serve, or you're going to be a ghost corper, i.e. you're going to somehow manage to wangle your way out, what would you say is the best thing? Either to get yourself posted to a job you can do, if you're teaching in some random school somewhere, get another job somewhere else, or just, I don't know, use time to job hunt or what?
What I would say is, first of all, use that year, not even the whole year to be honest, like a couple of months, even before you come, to think like, what do I want to do with this next stage of my life? Because that's the next stage of my life. You're either going to start a career, start a business, you're going to do something that's going to start earning you a living, basically. That's what's going to happen. After deciding that, I don't know if this is after deciding that will now determine if, say, you want to start a career. So get yourself posted to a place where it will boost your CV. So at the end of the year, you can either stay there or move on to somewhere else, or start your own business during that year.
Yeah. What would you say if you're in your because if you're in your early or mid 20s, it's not really a year of your life isn't that big of a deal, right? Like if you're 22 doing a year, it's not that big of a deal.
Why I said?
What if you're like 29?
It doesn't. The age doesn't really matter.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. Oh. Why I said that is there's some good sides to being a couple.
Okay.
First of all,
let me hear this.
In the whole say for example you work things out, you can still pop in once in a while to see, like, meet people.
Yeah. Meet
people that think like you, or on your same career path or same business ideologies. You will meet people doing services. So pop in, say, once or twice in a month. Once a month, if you can spare that. See people, talk to them. Everyone's on a level playing field, because you find that there's some poppers who are like doing good for themselves already. So you can just hook up with someone that's going to help you throughout the rest of the year and everything. So meet people, make connections, see how, say for example you want to do a business, see how you could use the NYSC platform to boost your business. So it's something where
there's a lot of grants and loans and things available to you while you're a corporate that aren't available to you.
And then there's a niche in the sense that there's a collection of people that are going to be in a place at a time that you can access, you have access to, how do you provide a service that they require, that they would need, and if it's something you could provide, how do you make it a business, a profitable business? You could do that. Say, for example, some people, they notice that some couples want laptops and that, so they look at laptops to them at discount prices. Not discount prices, to be honest. Like, because you're a couple, you're going to be there for a year. You're going to be getting money, even if the money is not going to be enough to cover the cost of the laptop. You know that you can sell payment plans because they're tied down to the system.
That's true.
So that's just an example. There's so many other things you can do. But